Maybe still some question marks here at Buffalo. They're pretty excited here to play in front of their fans.
Bills winning the toss, selecting to defer. So the kick from Hauschka to the back of the end zone, and Cody Latimer takes a knee. 8 points. Little play action from Simeon to get the party started. This is the tight end, Virgil Green. Had a short 2-yard touchdown catch last week. See the Bills defenders pointing over, getting the attention of the officials.
False start, number 32, 5-yard penalty, second down.
And Simeon works from the gun. Little underneath pass to the running back. This is C.J. Anderson off to a terrific start a couple of weeks into the season. Tackled out of bounds. Play clock down to 2, 3rd and 11. Run play called, little draw. And Buffalo's defense not fooled. Anderson buried by Poyer.
Out here, get a quick 3 and out. Great start.
Buffalo's defense, 6 sacks of Cam Newton last week. Only giving up about 10.5 points per game. This is Brandon Tate just clearing the concussion protocol yesterday. High formation set. This is LaShawn McCoy. And what a tough time he's going to have today against this Denver Broncos defensive front. Emotional in that post-game locker room. We'll see how the young rook responds here. Today, Taylor is sacked. Von Miller getting started early.
Does he hitch it and does he hesitate? He cannot hesitate against this defense.
Here's Taylor again under duress on 3rd and long. Underneath, this is McCoy trying to dance his way into some positive yardage, but just barely able to cross the original line of scrimmage.
The reason for that was their lack of first down success, and they never could quite find their rhythm. They have to start better than they just did.
Isaiah McKenzie watches the punt go through the back of the end zone. So passes, he's been especially good in the first quarter, as was evidenced last week. Little end around play. Isaiah McKenzie, a punt return specialist, and of course was able to bring them over the finish line in the end. So many lessons learned by Simeon as he throws a dart far side of the field. It's caught by Emmanuel Sanders. First look at Jamal Charles. Long setback, takes the little flip from Simeon. Charles trying to find the edge, and he's got the first down for Denver.
Defensive end, that's a win every time for Charles.
Charles stays on the field on 1st and 10. Simeon given time, has his man wide open. It's caught inside Buffalo territory. That's Sanders able to find the spot. 1,000 yards for Sanders in each of his first 3 years as a Bronco. First down, run play called again. This is Charles, but stuffed at the line of scrimmage
against the best in the league.
6th play of the drive, little play action maneuver from Simeon. Flushed out of the pocket quickly. It was Eddie Yarbrough, the one-time Bronco.
Here comes after him.
Whistles signal the play dead. Multiple flags thrown in the backfield.
Number 73, offense. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
3rd and 15. Simeon flushed out again. He's going to throw across his body on the run, and it's incomplete. They signed that free agent contract. One of a number of players in this retooled Buffalo secondary. The punt by Riley Dixon. Brandon Tate trying to field it. It's still a live football, say the officials. Now they say no, and it will indeed be a touchback into the end zone. Be back to New Era Field. Here's Tyrod Taylor, second offensive drive for the Bills. Over the middle pass is caught. That's LaShawn McCoy, a pickup, however, of only 2. Dallas, 10th of his career, longest play ever in Broncos history. This is McCoy trying to get across the 25 up to the 27-yard line, a pickup of 5.
And not give up on the running game.
Where does Tyrod go here on 3rd and 3? Flushed out of the pocket. And he's run out of bounds short of that first down marker. Colton Schmidt on to punt. He's been a busy man the last couple of weeks. Isaiah McKenzie leads the league in punt return average, signaling fair catch. So decent field position. Simeon and company will begin just outside their own 26. This is C.J. Anderson who has been terrific.
Out of Anderson.
Tight end Virgil Green in motion. Simeon dropping back on 2nd and 8. Quick throw, and it's incomplete. Intended again for Sanders.
With pressure coming from Simeon's right.
Simeon on 3rd and 8. Throws near side. It's bobbled and caught. Benny Fowler making a catch. 19 if it stands.
Pass interference. Number 21 defense. That penalties decline. Result of the play. First down.
So a 19-yard pass play to Fowler. 1st and 10. Fresh set of downs. Simeon taking a shot far side of the field again, looking in the direction of Sanders. So here's whom Simeon has looked for almost exclusively to this point. 2nd down pass is caught. Little crossing route by Fowler inside Buffalo territory. A little pushing after that play. McDermott in the offseason. 1st and 10. Anderson breaking the initial tackle, and that's where he's been so good. One of the league's best in terms of tackle. Simeon goes play action. 2nd and 10 underneath to Charles. But that Buffalo defense was not fooled. A pickup of 2. Simeon from the gun on 3rd and 8. That pass broken up and incomplete. And now a late flag comes in.
Initially, I thought it was pretty good.
Interference. Number 27 defense. Automatic. First down.
At LSU, it's only a 1-yard penalty because of where it happened, but a fresh set of downs for Denver. That's Simeon throwing a strike.
Trevor Simeon to have that quick pass.
1st down play, run call. This is Charles. We mentioned Mike McCoy back in the mix. Also Billy Musgrave. You see some confusion pre-snap here. Anderson trying to get to his spot. 2nd and 8. Simeon flushed out of the pocket. Bills giving chase. Simeon's going to try to run for it, and he's out of bounds very close to the 20.
Against the Dallas Cowboys.
Simeon fakes to Anderson, throwing near side of the field, and it's incomplete. Intended for Cody Latimer. Too high was Simeon on the pass.
Getting the Bills off the field.
Fans coming over in the Sammy Watkins trade from the LA Rams. 38-yard field goal is good from Brandon McManus.
First of all, we got to check those wings for PEDs because those aren't the wings that I grew up eating back in Arizona. Those are pretty impressive.
Anchor bar, Duff's, the big tree in some of the favorite haunts of Bills fans. You see some pushing here after the play again.
After the play was over, unnecessary roughness. Number 34, defense. 15 yards will be added to the end of the play. First down.
Taylor and company will start from their own 26, where they have it 1st and 10. One play called. This is Tolbert able to push forward and get to the 30. There's Tyrod Taylor, 2nd and 6. Final seconds coming off the clock at the end of this first quarter. This is Tolbert. Pro Bowler 3 of the last 4 years in Carolina.
Now Von Miller standing up over the rookie right tackle.
Taylor on 3rd and 6 over the middle. That's Matthews. 1st down and a lot more inside Denver territory.
Expecting help underneath. You saw the pick. And a great job by Taylor.
First time that the Bills have been able to move the sticks. Taylor trying to evade Miller. What a maneuver just to get away from the Broncos stud linebacker who was giving chase. Taylor from the gun. This is play action on 2nd and 8. Hit on the release. That pass is caught nonetheless. Kalen Clay. And how did Taylor get it to him?
This Denver Broncos secondary for the Bills to move down the field.
First career catch for Kalen Clay. That is Charles Clay, the tight end with the reception. This is McCoy on 2nd and 4. Finds the edge. Running out of bounds right at that 1st down marker. Forced out by Talib.
Move the pocket to his right.
Big Mike Tolbert is in. I formation set. Takes the handoff from Taylor, but he is stood up by that Denver front. Taylor rolls out. 2nd and goal. It's caught. And now incomplete. Tolbert had it and couldn't bring it in.
Finish the process of the catch. It is an incomplete pass.
He has control right there. To me, that's a touchdown.
Officials say no touchdown. 3rd and goal. Taylor from the gun is going to throw it into the end zone. Deflected and caught. Andre Holmes for the Buffalo touchdown.
Up there. And then Andre Holmes, that's almost like a Hail Mary drill where you have somebody come from behind to catch a tip ball.
But Andre Holmes, Johnny on the spot to get Buffalo their first touchdown since week 1 to extend drives late in that loss in Carolina last week. And makes the biggest play of this game early here in the second. This is Latimer from his own end zone, able to leap across the 20 and brought down with the Bills in front 7-3. Simeon fakes the handoff to Anderson and to the airs. And Sanders who makes the catch. Here's Anderson fighting some day late. Anderson a burst inside Bills territory, finally forced out of bounds by Hyde. And there you see the late flag come in at guard.
After the play was over, unnecessary roughness. Number 23 defense. 15 yards will be added to the end of the play. Automatic. First down.
Right before he pushed him out of bounds. So it turns out to be a 47-yard pickup. That pass from Simeon intended for Thomas is incomplete, and another marker thrown, this time in the Denver backfield.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Number 55 defense. Half the distance to the goal. Automatic. First down.
Jamal Charles, the lone setback, takes the handoff from Simeon. Charles still going. Charles into the end zone for the Denver touchdown.
Unbelievable. You're going to get a block down here, up on the linebacker. And boy, as Jamal Charles, we talked about C.J. Anderson, terrific block on Preston Brown. But C.J. Anderson getting a lot of pretty fast, not just an outside runner, but a guy that can pound it.
12-yard run from Charles, 44th career rushing touchdown against the Bills. Booming kick through the back of the end zone. There's Brandon Tate.
I think they put up over 40 on Baltimore.
Absolutely mind-boggling how that offense could figure things out so quickly against, by the way, Baltimore defense that looked pretty good on opening day.
Secondary and give some life to the offense.
Taylor giving to McCoy, and that's one thing that LaShawn McCoy told us. You know, you talk about the Sammy Watkins trade. They
receivers releases off the ball versus man coverage.
McCoy lines up at the bottom of your picture, comes back to Taylor. Underneath McCoy, so slippery. Able to cross the 35, gets out close to the 40.
Can't tackle him. That's why he's so good in the open field.
This is Tolbert giving him a nice little 1-2 punch. We asked Vance Joseph about McCoy. What did he say? He's a playground runner. Statistical games of his career last week. Better start today here in week 3. This is Tolbert. Inside Denver territory, you pick up a 5, and that will be enough for another first down.
Hitting the cutback.
Here's Tolbert. Play action fake from Taylor. He'll throw it. On the run, finds Matthews. Good looking play from Taylor. Sold the fake well. Former player for them, was their offensive coordinator each of the last couple of years, including that Super Bowl team in 15. Here's Taylor again across his body with the throw. And that one is incomplete. Driven Bills fans crazy with Taylor. So good with the deep ball, but inaccurate that pass. That's Matthews, it's incomplete. What a recovery by Talib, able to jar the football loose with that hard hit.
Fourth down.
Or draw him off sides.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Fourth down.
Deep.
It was such a big game early on in the Sean McDermott era here in Buffalo. After the disheartening performance in Charlotte last week. Right now hanging tough with Denver.
During the kick, illegal use of hands to the face. Number 94, receiving team. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
That's the tight end Jeff Hireman in motion. Run play called. This is Anderson. Able to cross the 5. A short pickup of a couple. Ramon Humber. Chip. 2nd and 9. Simeon to the airways again, and that is caught. That's Demarius Thomas. Simeon has time, delivers, has his man, it's caught. Sanders downfield, and he was wide open. McDermott throwing out his red challenge flag, challenging whether or not Sanders had control of the football when he came down with it here. You see the bobble as he beats Tre'Davious White for a 44-yard pass play. Right there, you see the football come loose.
This is interesting because he had possession.
After review, during the process of the catch, the ball came out and hit the ground. It is an incomplete pass. It'll be fourth down. Please set the game clock to 5:12.
See the flag thrown near side of the field. Brandon Tate will try to play it. Going backwards, and he is buried back at the Buffalo 30-yard line. Excellent punt coverage down the field.
Illegal formation offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay fourth down.
In the NFL, and for the most part, they have done a really good job up front.
A little bit shorter on the punt this time from Dixon. Tate breaks a couple of tackles inside the 35 and out of bounds. Just shy of the Denver 30.
Play on the field, that is their deep threat.
Taylor goes play action on 1st and 10. Miller unable to wrap him up. Taylor breaking tackles, putting him in the old spin machine. And the tackle will pick up a 5.
Number 84 offense. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Penalty, and you get pushed back.
This is McCoy. A minimal pickup on 1st down from the Denver 39. Taylor with the strike, incomplete. And he and Zay Jones just have not been able to get on the same page till this point.
Or to be able to come down and make.
37th overall pick out of East Carolina. Taylor on 3rd and 17 over the middle. This is Clay, the tight end, and he is gang tackled right at the 31-yard line. Von Miller making first contact to pickup of 8. This will be from 49 yards out. Hauschka's kick is good to tie this game at 10. Everyone talked about this potentially being a quote-unquote trap game for Denver. Big home win last week over Dallas. They have a home game against Oakland next week. Timeout as they start from their own 25. Fakes the handoff to Simeon Anderson, and again has his man wide open. Emmanuel Sanders, I'm not sure he's ever been this open. Sanders, 5 catches, 73 yards. Remember, they took that 44-yarder off the board. Simeon throwing a dart. That's Thomas inside Buffalo territory, tackled by Micah Hyde, a pickup of 11. All tied at 10. Here from New Era Field in Western New York. Simeon fakes the handoff, throws far side. It's caught. That's the tight end Green. Adam, obviously the goal here to score points
if they get the ball.
See how Buffalo uses their timeouts here. They've got all 3 of them. Simeon throwing across the field. That's A.J. Derby, the 30-year tight end out of Arkansas. Here they come on a blitz. Simeon throwing near side. It's caught. Thomas on a comebacker. Years. Getting them just outside the 15. 1st and 10. Still have that one timeout. Simeon trying to buy himself some extra time. Runs out of bounds. He has been in the red zone this season. Keep in mind, Buffalo will have the football to begin the second half. Simeon somehow escapes the sack and will lunge forward to pick up some positive yardage. And after this play, 53 seconds left. Simeon probes the defense, running backwards, and will just throw it out of bounds. Maybe a little bit too close for comfort. Enough talk around the league early season how good this Buffalo defense is under McDermott, as they are able to get off the field and hold Simeon and company here of Tyrod Taylor. 13-10 Broncos in front as McManus boots that one through the back of the end zone. So here comes Taylor.
Could have been big opportunities.
Taylor to the airways. This is McCoy over the middle. Breaking tackles, breaking free, out close to the 40.
Shot that they got. Now they're going to go into their 2-minute offense.
20 seconds come off the clock. This is McCoy again over the middle. A spin move right at the 50, and now they'll have to take one here.
Quick pass.
Bills down to their final timeout. Taylor sling it near side. That's Clay, unable to get out of bounds. And they are right at the edge of Hauschka's range. No timeouts left.
No time to spike it if it comes in bounds.
Taylor has to throw towards the sideline. It's caught. And the officials say Holmes able to get out of bounds, and that stops the clock. 6 seconds left. Good snap, good hold. Hauschka's kick is good. And we are tied at 13. His tenure here in Buffalo. With a short, squibbing kick off the foot of Hauschka, and that will take us to halftime here in Orchard Park. Shut down in Carolina last Sunday. Denver, a winner week 1 over the Chargers, and then the big win over the Cowboys. Looking to get to 3-0 for a 6th consecutive season. Brandon Tate.
But they have to continue to pressure Simeon and force him into a mistake.
The play action from Taylor. Pocket collapses. Now the Denver defense giving chase. A flag thrown on a defensive play by Todd Davis.
There's no foul on the play for defensive holding. 2nd down.
All right.
You got to make sure that you don't allow him the big play when he breaks the pocket.
Davis credited with a sack on that play. A loss of 2. That's LaShawn McCoy trying to get some of those yards back.
On defense is.
Taylor from the gun on 3rd and 9. That's Miller. Late flag thrown in. Could be an illegal block to the back. Taylor out close to the 30. We'll see if this one's coming back. Well, Von Miller
number
thrown to the
76
turf.
offense. 10-yard penalty. 3rd down.
It is indeed
the goal.
John Miller. Sacks drought last week with a couple, if you want to call it a drought. And that big win over Dallas. This is Tolbert, able to cross the 20. Had a chance to sit with Von yesterday. How'd you like to be in Niagara Falls yesterday and turn around and see Von Miller, one of the megastars in the NFL, taking it all in. That's a good-looking punt. This is McKenzie out across the 40. Burlington, Vermont. Great to see those young men and women who have served our country so bravely. Here's Simeon, rolls out of the pocket, throws, and hits a strike. That's Virgil Green, the tight end. One play call here. This is Charles, and we had a chance to sit with Simeon, and the former 7th-round pick. Charles again looking good, showing that old breakaway ability. What a run by Charles, showing those dynamic legs.
Much harder to stop.
Looks like a false start against Denver.
False start. Number 28, offense. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
28 when he comes in the game. I'd say that's a win.
Anderson lines up bottom of your picture. Simeon's throw is caught. That's Fowler. Big catch for Benny Fowler. Just short, so 2nd and 1 from the Buffalo 15. They'll keep it on the ground here. Anderson is short of the 1st down. They give to the fullback. This is Janovich. 1st down, Denver. Flexing some of their offensive prowess early in the season. Here's Charles trying to find some daylight.
It's behind Simeon.
We talked about it right at the top. The swagger, the confidence that this Denver team has. Simeon hit on the throw. It is incomplete. Looking for Thomas in the end zone. It was E.J. Gaines. 3rd and 7. You see Alexander pointing towards Denver. Did someone jump on the right side of that offensive line?
False start. Number 75, offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Here they come. Simeon, quick strike. Anderson out of the backfield. Entered the day as one of the best red zone touchdown efficiency teams in the league. But Denver's defense able to hold them to 3 as McManus is good from 28. And a field goal by Brandon McManus to get the Broncos back in front. This is Tate, gonna run it. And we'll get Taylor good field position to start out across their own 30-yard line. To our CBS crew from New Era Field here in Buffalo. Taylor, play action. Miller sizes him up. Taylor throwing across his body. Has O'Leary. and the officials say it is a catch.
Taylor going to his left. I didn't think he was going to have time to sneak that ball in.
Well, knee equals 2 feet, so it is a catch. This is Shady McCoy. Finding some daylight.
Opportunity, but perfectly done and a great catch.
Buffalo's offense rolling here. Taylor throwing on the run. He's got his man. It's Matthews.
Buffalo offense.
Taylor play action, rolls out. Gonna throw end zone. It is caught. Charles Clay for the Buffalo touchdown.
Starts with the down block to sell the run. Number 85, Taylor looks like he's getting ready to run it. Right there, look right back. Charles Clay leaking out. The Denver defense drops him in coverage. Drive by Taylor and the Bills offense.
Second touchdown catch of the season for Clay and the 23rd of his career
for those two.
Matthews, maybe not the home run capability of Sammy Watkins, but maybe getting a little comfortable here with his new team. Latimer taking a knee, and Simeon and company will start from their own 25.
Teams doing a nice job of answering scoring drives from the other team.
Here's Anderson. He's been quiet till this point. It's been interesting to see the run distribution, Adam, by Mike McCoy. Now 7 carries apiece between Charles and Anderson. This one's coming back.
10-yard penalty. First down.
In this offense.
You see the 6 lead changes. Back and forth they have gone. Anderson going backwards. Simeon nowhere to throw, trying to buy himself some time. Throws a dart, and it's intercepted. E.J. Gaines with the pick for Buffalo.
Play by E.J. Gaines, reading the throw and making Simeon pay for a critical mistake. He is...
As the Bills start from the Broncos 32. This is McCoy, evading tacklers. Bounces to the outside like only he can. There are 2 penalty flags thrown.
Holding. Number 64 offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
That's it. He knows the corner is there, but number 64 took 58 out.
This is Tolbert. He talked about McCoy's running style. He's so shifty, and what he does is he just freezes the defender. First 6 years with Philly. Former NFL rushing champion Taylor. Pocket starts to collapse. That pass incomplete. Masterful corners for Denver with Harris and Talib on opposite sides of the field. Taylor under duress, and he is dicked. 4th sack for Denver.
But what a play by the Denver defense to get off the field after a bad turnover.
Now keep in mind, Harris was the guy who blocked that last-second field goal week 1 to seal the victory at home against the Chargers. Pick. Led off the hook by his defense. Front play. This is Charles again. As he and Anderson have split the carries about 50-50. A pickup of 4 here
in the pass game.
Simeon from the gun. Quick strike on 2nd and 6. That pass is incomplete. Sanders. Simeon looking right. But to tuck it away and run for the first down. He's right there. And it appears as though he has it, and he does. What a play together. Simeon, the former 7th-round pick, making plays with his legs. That pass, once again intended for Sanders, broken up and incomplete. Defensive coordinator at LSU, Dave Aranda, and the first thing out of his mouth was, take him. And they certainly did, and what a future that kid has in front of him. As Anderson lunges forward, brought down right around the 27-yard line against E.J. Gaines. 3rd and 5. Simeon's pass is caught, but Sanders is well short. 5 catches for Sanders as the rookie so far holding his own. This is a fake punt on 4th down, and they are short.
Not today, my friends. What a play by the defense.
This is McCoy wrapped up. What a play by Miller. Henderson, Miller in your picture, unable to get the first down. Deion Lacey making the first down saving tackle as LaShawn McCoy.
The Buffalo offense in a tight ball game inside the 40-yard line.
into the field goal range here. Taylor can get him a little bit closer on 3rd and 16. Run out of bounds just inside the 35 or more. 8 straight. This one will be from 53. Good snap, good hold, and Hauschka is good. And that last possession to maybe push this lead to double digits. Latimer is going to play it just outside his own end zone. Crosses the 15. Latimer into some open daylight. Brought down from the back just inside the 40. Joe Webb last week against Dallas. Have to give this Buffalo defense all kinds of credit. Simeon on the run. Hitting Thomas in stride. Finally forced out of bounds by Micah Hyde.
Territory.
What a shot by our cameraman here. That was over the fingertips of Alexander by a cat whisker. As Sanders makes the little short catch, but he's tackled immediately. 2nd and 11. Simeon fakes the handoff. His pass is caught. Look at Thomas holding that like a loaf of bread to the Buffalo 29. Anderson lines up in the slot. Simeon looking left, finds Anderson. First down, Denver. Late flag at the end of that play.
Pass interference, number 88 offense. 10-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
Through the flag.
Where does Simeon go on 3rd and 12? Under pressure. Here comes Washington. Simeon trying to go underneath, off balance to Anderson. Incomplete. And another flag thrown.
Illegal use of hands. Hands to the face. Number 92 defense. 5-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
Fresh set of downs for Denver. Washington, the former 3rd-round pick out of Ohio State. Simeon's pass point broken up and nearly picked. Ramon Humber had a league best 12 tackles in week 1. Huge play there. Simeon with the gift to Charles, breaking away again. Look at Jamal Charles in Buffalo. E.J. Gaines helped off the field, so Leonard Johnson in his stead here. 1st and 10. Simeon under pressure, and he's intercepted again. It's picked off by Tre'Davious White. As Simeon making another terrible decision.
Decision by Trevor Simeon, and again, how about the game, Tre'Davious White? Maybe not some plays, but boy, has he come back and been big for this defense.
Maybe the easiest pick he'll ever make. This is McCoy. They'll lose yardage here. It was Eddie Yarborough, by the way, who was... Taylor will work from the gun here on 2nd and 15. He'll throw it over the middle. It's caught. That's Charles Clay, crosses the 40.
You have to pick up this first down.
Taylor under pressure, loses his footing. They didn't touch him when he was down. It's still a live play, and Taylor trying to run for the first down.
But what a play from Taylor.
Oh, you can't teach that. That is pure athletic ability from Tyrod Taylor. McCoy trying to find a very sliver of daylight, a pickup of maybe a yard.
In the passing game, and I would say so far in this game, he's come through.
McCoy getting a breather here, so this is Tolbert, the big fire hydrant of a running back. Taking on tacklers and tie it. Strike the 2nd straight 3rd and 6 they're faced with. Taylor's pass is deflected. He was hit right on the throw. Miller was there, and Gotsis was the man who deflected it, and now a late penalty marker thrown. Here's Jeffers.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Defense number 58. 15-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
Inside.
You saw Miller kind of fake that he was going to help Taylor onto his feet. Here's Shady McCoy trying to put him in the spin cycle again. Brought down, help Taylor to his feet and pull his arm back. Haven't seen too many of those, but a critical defensive penalty against one of the game's greats.
Set on the hit, but I may be even more upset on that.
On 3rd and 6, Taylor throwing it. This is McCoy going for the first down. Does he have it?
Boy has made a big play for the offense.
And valuable seconds coming off the clock. This is Mike Tolbert. Ducks inside the Denver 20. 11th play of the drive. They've chewed up more than 5.5 minutes. Tolbert. That punishing running style on that frame of his. Taylor has been so good down the stretch. Little pitch play here. McCoy trying to find the edge. Nearly upended at the 10.
The ball in the Buffalo Bills possession. 7 minutes on this drive alone.
They'll keep it on the ground with McCoy. You saw Sean McDermott pacing that sideline.
Instead of what maybe would have been a 4-point lead.
Here's McCoy. Is Buffalo trying to lean on that ground game here? Well, do they have some late game magic here in week 3? Taylor faking the give, rolling out, has a lot of real estate in front of him, will just slide down just shy of the 8-yard line. Justin Simmons is there. Far in Oakland next week. As Hauschka goes on for a 27-yard chip shot, and it is good. A huge win in his 3rd game as Buffalo's head coach. What would get them to 2-1. This is Latimer. Shot down at the 22-yard line, a return of 23 yards.
I agree with that call.
Buffalo would have had to have punted there, but instead they got a fresh set it down. So here's Simeon now down 10.
This has gotten to Simeon in this offense.
Denver is out of timeouts. 2nd and 10. Simeon nowhere to throw, so he's going to try to run for a couple of yards, and he's out of bounds. A pickup of only 2. Here come the Bills. Simeon's going to throw a strike. Has Thomas. A picture-perfect pass.
Catches here today. Adds another one to the list.
Simeon evades the sack initially, but he goes down.
Passing situation and everybody up front in their track stance.
Simeon. His 2nd down pass is caught. That's Benny Fowler inside Buffalo territory, close to the 43.
Receivers.
Demaryius Thomas after being looked at on the field in the slot. Simeon throws up the seam, batted down and incomplete. And it will be 4th down for Denver.
Thomas in motion to the left.
One last gasp for Denver. Simeon, 4th down. Where does he go? Off the seam, incomplete. And Buffalo's going to win it.
Break, they would have had an opportunity. Simeon has to hold the ball, nowhere to throw it.
Games before their bye. And the Broncos will have to pick up the pieces back home next week. Adam, how surprised are you with this finish?
You know, nothing surprises you in the National Football League. We've been talking all along that it's hard to come on the road, and Buffalo Bills had a chip on their shoulder about this game. They felt like everybody was crowning the Denver Broncos. Certainly they are a great football team that has had a good start to their season, but it is tough to play at your best every week. And for Trevor Simeon, it's going to be an up and down road. He's not going to be perfect every week. There are a lot of lessons that he can take from and learn in this football game. That's the nature of playing in the National Football League.
Couple of rookie head coaches coming together at midfield as Vance Joseph suffers his first loss as an NFL coach.